YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Benji. We are back. Look, this is episode of Fight Night SmackDown. I'm going to be MIA this weekend, but at the end of the day, it's my birthday weekend. I'm going to be celebrating. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all that has been tuning in to sub. And let's get into it, man. SmackDown was in Dublin, Ireland. And I don't know if that was going to yield a better show, but it did not. I wish I could tell you all the things that happened and act as if I was playing games, but I'm literally not. The show opens with Becky Lynch, who is an Ireland native, talking about the great strides that WWE has made, especially for those who are not able to ever get a televised show, particularly Dublin, Ireland. She reminisces about the times that she was very, very young. She was a wee lad, and she was able to lock eyes with Randy Orton, and that set her on the path. It sounds like it's a motivational story, doesn't it? Doesn't get too far before she decides to turn and flip the script on Ireland, talking about how they never deserved to even have an opportunity to be televised by the WWE. Many people in the crowd are not actually worthy enough or pretty enough to have their faces plastered on WWE programming. Okay. She's interrupted by Tiffy time, music hits. She struts to the ring and decides to just berate Miss Becky by calling her Rebecca. That was the best that she was able to do in this promo. Talk about Rebecca. How could you talk about the people of Dublin, Ireland in that manner? And then she keeps repeating Dublin, Ireland. She then threatens Becky, talking about she's going to make her leave the ring and possibly the arena since she's on the wrong show. Things get tense, and then Nia Jax walks out and wonders why Tiffany Stratton is actually worried about Becky Lynch. I have no idea. I literally got deja vu watching Nia walk down the walkway. All three of these women converge in the ring, and then Nia sneaks a shot at Tiffany, and the two women start jumping this woman. We get Jade Cargill to the rescue. Yeah, the woman that Tiffany's been arguing with for weeks, the woman that's eyeing Tiffany Stratton's title, she comes out there and saves Tiffany. More than likely, if you would have guessed it, you would be right. Of course, this is a perfect amount of women for a tag team match. Two champions jumping in a tag team match on SmackDown. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to be too upset. I'm not even going to do it anymore. SmackDown's not going to get that type of energy from me. We do get a Melo sighting later, and Melo decides to talk to FRAXIOM about how he's back, and he's eyeing big things. But at the end of the day, Miz is there to save the day. And these guys talk about how Melo doesn't Miz, and this eventually turns into a match. The match is solid, but the only thing I really like about it is that it does culminate in a win for Melo doesn't Miz via the Miz securing the pin. Especially right after an opportunity that Melo had the opportunity to win the match. So these two are starting to become a little bit disgruntled, even though Melo is starting to align himself with the Miz for sure. You know, it all did seem like he was a little bit cautious before, but now he's kind of like, all right, whatever, let's line up. So shout out to the Miz. This actually is garnering him some TV time. I'm excited for that. We might actually get a Miz face turn or a Melo face turn out of this. This has to happen, right? Later in the show, we get a Jimmy interview where he's supposed to be talking about his newborn child on the way and the things that could excite him about that. You know, fatherhood, you know, and what that could mean for Miss Proceed with Caution, who is literally right here on the mountaintop. End of the day, we get a solo interruption, and it's kind of funny. I do get it. But Sami Zayn's in it, so he lets Solo know that their possible upcoming match is not going to be one that is Sami Zayn being the underdog. It's going to be Sami Zayn, who is the WrestleMania main eventer. Y'all have gassed Sami Zayn to the point. All right, we did get the return of John Cena, so that was cool. He got a long introduction, a long entrance. The crowd was hype. The crowd was popping. At the end of the day, Logan Paul came out there to talk to him. Logan Paul spit facts again. How he has not switched up. He's been the same guy. And John Cena was the one who literally switched up at a moment's notice for no reason. And people still cheer him. John Cena was literally the guy who talked about how great Logan Paul was. And now John Cena's up there talking about how Logan Paul is an idiot and a traitor and would rather have Prime bottles on the side instead of focus on wrestling. Says the dude that's literally in the middle of movies. Peacemaker just dropped. I'm not going to be mad about it because I know plenty of people are going to be excited about John Cena cutting promo. Logan Paul ends up getting dropped in this segment, and as he sombers back to the back, Drew McIntyre gives him some pep talk. And this may mean something. These two signing up, aligning, I'm cool with that. There were a lot of moments in the show that's wasting my time. Like, for example, R-Truth literally had a run in which people talked this dude back into the WWE. They had no place for him, and he was brought back to WWE. You cannot act as if this is a work because he has had nothing going on for him. He was supposed to match up with Aleister Black tonight. Instead, after Aleister Black does an entrance, we have R-Truth on the big screens in what looks like it's a plane seat, and he's up there talking about how he missed his flight. Now, R-Truth is back clowning. The crowd is laughing. They think this is funny. He says, I came to Dublin, Georgia, instead of Dublin, Ireland. I didn't know there was two. So all that cutting your hair, all that I'm taking myself serious, all that great promo, all that build up, all the fans just scrambling for this dude to come back to WWE. And you're not finna just a waste. We may have something going on in the United States women's bracket because we did get Julia. She showed up, but she didn't talk. Kiana James was talking. She's going to be battling against Beachin. But yeah, this is honestly going to be a really short review. I don't really want to talk about most of the show. We didn't get much else of meaning. I mean, for some strange reason, Piper Niven. Guys, I'm not playing. Piper Niven of the Secret Service. Yes, the Secret Service has been losing. She secured a pinfall victory over Charlotte Flair. Do any of y'all remember what Piper Niven's finisher is? This was my first time seeing it in a long time because she hasn't won a match in a long time. I get we're trying to go about this trope as if Charlotte Flair is this unbeatable force that now we can take the Secret Service seriously. So because they beat Charlotte, but Charlotte is a 14-time champ. You're not like make me believe that these people who haven't won anything individually or together can now suddenly beat Charlotte Flair. That doesn't make any sense. Then Tiffany, who's running around bragging about how she beat Charlotte Flair, so can Piper. Whatever. And speaking of Tiffany Stratton, she needs to stop jumping off ropes. I'm so serious. There's a crazy swan tom attempt that she tries to do in the tag team match. She literally lands on her head. The women are not catching her. She just needs to stop. They do not like her. So yeah, Randy Orton comes back in the middle of Drew McIntyre's promo. Damian Priest comes back in the middle of R-Truth talking about how he's got a buddy since he's not going to be able to make it to Dublin. That's pretty much it. It's the crux of the show. The end of the show, we get Logan Paul knocking out John Cena, and this is in the midst of a conversation between him and the general manager, where the general manager says that he had just spoke to Brock Lesnar, and now the door's open for Brock Lesnar to probably show up at Clash in Paris. Nothing really eventful happened. No win really meant anything. Quick. Just worry about next week.